Alright, family and friends, it's me, Colton, and if you're wondering where the MK podcast went, it was canceled, unfortunately, recently, because Lisa was not, recording correctly. We would get, like, halfway through an episode, and then she would have to leave, and it was very inconvenient. Now, I'm never on a time crunch. I'm online, like, 90% of the day. But unfortunately, Michael does have a job, and when it comes to having to re-record like 5 times a week, for Michael it is very inconvenient. So that's where the MK podcast went. Now there was an episode 4 that never got released, and it was a very big episode that we never got to finish. Now we might be bringing it back due to this meeting. So Michael, say hello.
Yes, hello everybody.
Yes. So the meeting is about if we're bringing it back. We're gonna consider rehiring Lisa. So here, Lisa, Michael, do you have anything to say?
Well, I would be willing to bring back the MK podcast now that I got Discord back on my phone. But our recorder, Lisa, needs to be on the same page and she's got to be able to record on our scheduled dates. So, Lisa, are you able?
I don't think she can talk right now, but I'll tell you what she types in the chat because we are on a Discord call DM, so I'll speak for her. But now here's my side of it. I am available 90% of the day, except it's Michael that's not. And I feel bad for Michael. I'd like to say, I feel bad whenever Lisa's like, we have to re-record, and I'm like, okay, I don't enjoy my family. I'm going to admit it. I do not enjoy my family, which is why I'm on
Your
Discord.
family is perverted freaks and should be locked up and throw away the key.
But Michael enjoys his family, so it's not like I can go on Discord and be like, Michael, we need to record now. Michael doesn't have all the time in the world.
No. But I try to make myself available whenever I can. But if I can't, we all got to be on the same page. But anyway,
Agreed.
going on.
Okay, and Lisa said she can be available as long as it isn't during a doctor's appointment or something like that, or an online or on a trip. So, Lisa has gotten better, I'll admit, because earlier today when I asked Lisa, so here's the problem. There were times where Lisa would say she can record and make it, and then she doesn't show up. Except,
Correct.
earlier today, I noticed something. I asked Lisa if we could record the meeting today, and you guys want to know what she did? She said, sorry, I might not be able to make it. So at least Lisa was being upfront.
Absolutely.
So she gave us a heads up so that we're not freaking out, so we know not to go online at our scheduled time, because we can always reschedule. It's only frustrating when we schedule, we
Absolutely.
make it on time, and then she's not there.
Now, here's my side of it. I have a job. My job is obviously one of the most important things in life and extremely important. Now, there are going to be times that I'm going to need to stay overtime. And I should say live right now, that is going to happen probably more times than not, especially recently. And next week, we are extremely, extremely busy at the hotel because I believe we're going to be working extra days and extra hours. We are short, so we need all hands on deck. So there may be times that I'm going to have to work over. And as long as Colton and Lisa are on the same page and they understand that, then we're okay.
And even Michael was up front today because, okay, I'm going to tell you something. Where he's at, he was supposed, I'm going to tell you, in case this goes up a different day, this was recorded on Sunday, July 8th, okay? I'm looking at the thing right now, and on July 8th, Sunday, 2018, he was supposed to get out at 3:30, but he ended up getting out at 5:30, and
I had a schedule change.
yes, and that's been happening a lot recently, where he'll tell me he's getting out at a certain time, and then he doesn't make it. And I'm glad that Michael's also upfront about it. He's like, I'm working overtime. I'm sorry, I can't join, and that's also understandable. So, because we were at first going to do this at 3:30. Originally, that's when we were going to record this, but it ended up being later.
Correct.
And I'm glad that we kind of got to talk about this because, okay, here's how I got this to my mind. After episode 4 was recorded, Lisa had said she had lost the file, right? And she reached out to me a few days ago saying, you know what? I found part of episode 4. And I said, what part did you get? Now, the part that she got was not an important part, but it was a funny part. Okay, I'm going to tell you. All it was that Lisa had was the part where Michael complains about his talking thermometer. That's amazing.
But Colton finds that hysterical, so it's funny.
The video is actually on BitChute, and it's literally Michael. That clip was basically Michael and I fooling around because I was telling Michael how his thermometer sounded like a fat lady. So that clip was, if you want something to laugh at, just watch Michael and I fooling around on Discord.
Right. Now, folks, if we bring back the MK podcast, which we probably will, again, everybody's got to be on the same page. It's got to work out. And Colton, Lisa, y'all going to have to be flexible with my work. And Colton, I will text you on the iMessage if I am not able to make it, need to work overtime, to give you a heads up. Now, having said that, on the days that we can record, we're going to talk about a series of topics like we always do. And then we're also going to trash Colton's parents in a funny skit. Because
Which
that's
they've
what
never
Colton and I
seen
have
that
been
yet.
doing. And it's going to be funny.
We were actually doing one before Lisa showed up. So at first I thought Lisa wasn't going to show up. So we started doing a skit about, okay, I'm going to talk about the annoying day I had today. I'm going to expose this. So on Sunday, July 8th, I was supposed to go to a friend's house, which I luckily am at right now. But at first it wasn't going to be that because, okay, I'm going to describe to you what I'm wearing. Red shirt, green shorts. Okay,
What is
because it's
wrong with
hot.
that, folks? What is wrong with that? Absolutely nothing.
And it's hot as balls out, so of course I'm wearing shorts. But my mom had some questions about that. And it's not the fact that I'm wearing shorts. She said, okay, here's my mom's voice. When we ever fool around, this is the voice we do. Colton, why do you not match? You look like a Herbert, because you're not matching.
Try not to laugh at that, ladies and gentlemen.
And what does my dad sound like, Michael? Because Michael plays my dad in these things.
Hold on. You're not wearing that outfit. That outfit makes you look like a Christmas elf.
Yep, and we were making a skit about it, which also, episode 4, let me tell you what that was about, in case you're interested. It was about what happened to me. I'm not going to go into much detail, but I was in the hospital for a certain event.
Not just the hospital. You were in the mental hospital. I couldn't take you anymore. You were being so bad. You were being very rude. And I got upset over a video. So I put you in the mental hospital. Ah!
Which, episode 4, I will tell the full story. Michael will share his opinion. And that's episode 4, because it's going to be called Whatever Happened to Colton, because that's honestly a serious thing that needs to be discussed.
And that's really where we left off with the podcast before we had gone our separate ways.
Yes, Michael disconnected from Discord. That's another reason the podcast was delayed, is Michael disconnected from Discord. Do you want to tell us why? Because you weren't really clear about it.
No reason, really. I mean, I just, I haven't heard from you or Lisa on Discord for a long time. So I was like, okay, Discord, nobody's on here anymore. And then I started talking to Colton on the iMessage. I'm like, okay, nobody's talking here either. So let me just take this off for now. But then when you said you found the clip, I said, let me get it back. So I got it back.
Because I've wanted to have this meeting, because honestly, after the podcast was canceled, I kind of missed it. I like the term of it. Okay, I do like the MK streams because they're live, but the fun thing about the MK podcast is, if you've ever watched something on TV, you've seen those talk shows. The podcast is kind of like a talk show, and that's what Michael and I like to do on here. We like to talk about things, and we always have a planned topic list. Like, before we do the show, we have something planned to talk about. Now, one of our things is, what stupid thing Donald Trump did this week, which I actually heard on Good Morning America, what we should talk about. This didn't necessarily happen this week, but if you guys don't know about the video game Fortnite, which sucks, by the way, I don't know why so many people are appealed by Fortnite. It's kind of like a Call of Duty-like game, mix of like Call of Duty and Halo 3 and some shit. But like, what happened was Donald Trump wanted to meet with the video game creator because apparently parents like, okay, here's my best concerned parenting impression. Fortnite is teaching my kids how to stop interacting with their family. All they want to do is play Fortnite all night long. I barely see my children anymore, and this is dinner time. But my kids don't even say hello anymore.
You know what? Fortnite is fantastic. It's great. It takes people away and puts them in their own imaginary world. I told Melania, tell me to download Fortnite. I play it just before I go to bed. I play it when I'm signing bills. I play it when I'm on the toilet. And I even play it when I'm in Congress. I'm up front addressing Congress and everyone's looking at me while I'm on my phone. If anybody asks a question and I see my head down, I'm just playing Fortnite. It's addictive. I love it. I'm going to sign a law into motion that all children should play Fortnite because Fortnite rocks. Just like I rock. I'm the best person on earth.
But actually, Trump doesn't like Fortnite because he says that it's like it's teaching kids to be violent or whatever. Trump apparently wants Fortnite banned or something. I honestly wouldn't mind if Fortnite went away. Here's my honest opinion. Whenever I interact with someone online and I ask them, what's your favorite video game? Or it's not always that. It's like, what are you up to? And they're like, I'm playing Fortnite. What's your favorite video game? Fortnite. What do you do for fun? Fortnite. And I'm like, what is so appealing about Fortnite? Now, I've played a round of Fortnite, and I do not see the appeal.
I've never even heard of it.
I'm more of a fan of Halo 3. I don't know if you guys know what the Halo games are. I like Halo 3. It's way better. Fortnite is pretty much just a game where you go outside and cut down trees and shoot at each other and try to be the last person standing, basically.
Dumb.
Yeah, I know. It's like a Call of Duty game. Michael, I'm sure you know what Call of Duty is.
I've heard of Call of Duty, yep.
It's pretty much someone trying to copy Call of Duty. That's how I'll put it.
Right. So, anyway, Colton, what else do you want to discuss in this meeting? Because I am behind my house.
I don't think there's really anything because I don't really want to make a topic list. This wasn't really. We just wanted to have this, but next week we will try and record an episode 4, which will be the story about what happened to me. That's episode 4, and hopefully episode 4 will come out this time.
Cross your fingers, everybody. Lisa, we hope you can record for us. We don't want to fire you. We want to keep you on. You're a valid point of our show. Colton, you and I think what we should do for the podcast is talk about certain topics. We'll keep the Donald Trump thing in. That was a riot. And then we'll trash your parents because let's face it, what's a good podcast without trashing your parents? And folks, you got to hear our skit. You will laugh your pants off.
There's a few
about Colton's father.
There's a few we need to remake just because there's a skit a while back that I wish you guys could have heard about called Nick's Terrible Day, where Nick's day just doesn't go the greatest.
We will feature that on the next podcast. So folks, I think what we have learned from this meeting is the podcast will return as long as everybody's on the same page. As long as we remember that flexibility is a big thing because days could change, times could change, but we will try our best to make it work.
We're actually going to try and live stream it because Lisa got a program called OBS, so find out about that. Thank you all for watching, and peace.
Peace out.
Okay, Michael, how'd you like that?